without the platforms like Instagram and TikTok and those types of things, I don't think I would be where I am today. I mean, as a professional working makeup artist, to paint your own face on Instagram was very, very, very frowned upon. And this like, oh, you're an influencer, you're not a makeup artist. And I still get into that, confusion bracket with some people, but I don't care. But I don't believe that priming is the be all and end all of long lasting makeup.
Yes. But a moisturizer, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
A moisturizer is a primer.
Right.
I think priming starts at your skincare.
Yes.
Priming starts at your cleanser, actually.
Oh, your cleanser.
Priming starts the night before you go to bed.
How do you test across all different like skin types?
I think as a makeup artist, it's important for me to have an inclusive shade range. Like I think it's a non-negotiable.
Hello. This is Brooke DeVard, and you're listening to the Naked Beauty Podcast. And if you're joining us on YouTube, you are watching the Naked Beauty Podcast. And today, I am so excited to have Katie Jane Hughes rejoin the show. Katie is no stranger to the Naked Beauty Podcast. We'll link to her first episode from 2020 in the show notes, but she's done so much in the last few years that I had to have her back on the show. If you're not familiar with Katie Jane Hughes, let me brush you up. Katie Jane Hughes is a British celebrity and editorial makeup artist born in England, now based in New York. She's done makeup for some of your favorite celebrities, Ashley Graham, Hailey Bieber, Haley Steinfeld, Lily Allen, and most recently, Dua Lipa. When Katie isn't working with clients, she captivates beauty enthusiasts worldwide by sharing her expert beauty tips and tutorials online. That is how I came to know Katie, and I fell in love with her content immediately. She's cultivated a devoted community of 1 million followers on Instagram by spreading her mission to keep skin looking like skin while still playing with color. And if all of that wasn't enough, in 2023, Katie founded her very own cosmetics brand, KJH brand. Katie's products apply beautifully. We'll speak about the incredible soft smudge blush in this interview. And I'm so excited to dig into her philosophy as a founder and just the journey of building her brand. Katie, welcome to Naked Beauty.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be back. I cannot believe it's been since 2020. That is insane.
5 years.
That's crazy. I feel like it was literally 6 months ago.
But you know what? I think it's so important for people to realize how much time it takes to build community, build products.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
like
It
this
does
isn't
take
like
a
an
long time.
overnight success.
Right. No,
And I think sometimes you see all of these brands launching in Sephora. I feel like every week there's like a new launch.
there is.
And people are like, oh, like I want that, or
Yeah.
why not me? And it's like,
Yeah.
it takes so much time.
It does. It
Yes.
takes a lot of time.
Katie, as a New Yorker who comes to LA sometimes, what are your thoughts and impressions of LA?
I really love LA when I spend some time in a neighborhood and it's like a pocket. But when I feel like I have to bounce around the city, kind of like today, I feel a bit frazzled today. I'm like, I've been one area, then I'm in another area, then I've got to go back to another area. That's not my favorite. But I guess that's not my favorite in any city.
Right.
I guess I think if I lived in LA, I'd probably live in like Silver Lake or Echo Park or somewhere like that. That's a bit Brooklyn-y,
Yes.
Walkable, where you don't need to sort of be in a car.
Yes,
Ideally.
I totally understand.
Somewhere I can be on my bike.
Yes. Well, don't be frazzled now. We're going to have a very relaxed conversation. You can exhale.
Thank you. That was nice. I feel like I just had a mini massage. Mental one.
Speaking of neighborhoods, and didn't you move recently and you're doing this whole incredible home project?
So we bought a house in New Jersey. We have a studio apartment in Brooklyn, which we still live in, and we've had for 10 years that we rent. And then we bought our first home in New Jersey, in just 45 minutes outside of Soho. It's a mid-century modern house with a sunken living room. It's my dream, like, sort of vibe house,
Yes.
I guess. And there's lots of little things that we're doing. We just did a really awesome partnership with Design Within Reach on some furniture, which was really great and awesome to work with the design concierge team, because I have nothing. I have not a design element and angle in my body. You do. You're amazing at that. But yeah, it's cool. It's exciting.
When you do partnerships with furniture brands, that's the only time that I've ever agreed to be paid in product. Because anything else, I'm just like, no, like you have to cut a check. But when it comes to furniture, I'm like, I am happy to
Totally. And
it's
also
so expensive.
But not even that. It's like so hard. I don't know what goes together. I am so crap. I know what goes together on a face. I know how to make, all these colors work on one face and make it make sense. When it comes to interiors, I have no idea. So the help that we had from that was worth every single social media mention.
Incredible. Well, okay, I need to stick to the script because we have so much to talk about.
We do.
So when you came last time, you talked about growing up
Yeah.
and being interested in beauty and having this kind of like proclivity towards beauty.
Mm-hmm.
But how did you know that you could do it as a profession? Like, how did you know I can make a living doing beauty?
I think I sort of realized that I could do it as a profession probably through just social media and the internet and learning that it was actually a career and a job. And then I think the whole, like, how did I feel like I realized that I could particularly do it as a career was honestly just learning through myself and learning through the people that I assisted and the people that I watched and learned from. and it sort of, it was never this eureka moment like, oh, that could be a job for me. It just sort of gradually happened. And there was never an end goal of like, oh, I want to be doing these jobs because they pay this much, or, it was just like, that seems like something really fun, and I love to be creative, and I love to feel like I'm successful at something, and that felt like something that I was going to be able to manage successfully, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. And I think you've also done a lot to share your work online. And that's, I feel like, a conversation I'm always having with all types of professionals, like people not feeling like they want to share their stuff online. But how has sharing online helped your career?
Oh my gosh, like tenfold. Like, I think without the platforms without the platforms like Instagram and TikTok and, those types of things, I don't think I would be where I am today in my career, because I do think that they just give you, when I first started, after I was done assisting, I really wanted to book those allure campaigns for the covers and the big beauty stories in the magazines, but I wasn't necessarily booking those because the time in which I was coming up, it was this, select few artists that were at the top of their game and at the helm, and it was always their names in the fine print. And, there's nothing wrong with that, because it is a, 5% tile type category of job that will make it to the very top, like many sort of, really fun jobs effectively. But I think through Instagram, it became this channel that allowed for me to put out into the world my own version of an editorial. It's like my Instagram page and feed became my editorial opportunity for myself to show the world what it is that I wanted to do.
I love that.
But it often tripped me up as well, because as a professional working makeup artist, to paint your own face on Instagram was very, very, very frowned upon. And this like, oh, you're an influencer, you're not a makeup artist. And I still get into that, confusion bracket with some people, but I don't care, and it doesn't matter anymore. It's like the lines are blurred enough to the point now anyway.
Yeah.
But
It is interesting that it's so like bifurcated. I remember connecting you with Chelsea Uchenna, who does Dochi's makeup.
Yeah.
But she was a creator first.
Yeah.
Dochi found her from videos that she was doing.
Right.
Like she was like doing stuff on Snapchat and TikTok and Instagram.
Amazing.
And Dochi was like, please be my makeup artist.
Yeah, amazing.
She's an incredible makeup artist, but she's like, sometimes my management like doesn't know what to do with me because I'm an influencer, but I'm also a makeup artist.
But at the same time though, I didn't know that story. And I think but it also makes sense totally, because I think that's how people are getting scouted nowadays. It's like how models would get scouted outside of Topshop in the UK on Oxford Street. It's like Instagram is the version of that for a lot of different things and creatives now. But I do actually think she comes across super well as a makeup artist, not an influencer.
Yeah.
Like I think she does an amazing job of that. And I think maybe because she's putting her talent forward on her clients now, and maybe that's how I discovered her, which is great. She's incredible. She's an amazing creative.
For makeup artists, do you recommend that they also share doing makeup on themselves?
Yes, because I think it destigmatizes the makeup process for those that are watching you that might want to book you for something, because then they'd be like, oh, cool. I like how she does her makeup. I would like to try her doing my makeup. Like back when I used to work with Rosie Huntington-Whiteley when she lived in the US years and years and years ago. I mean, it wasn't that many years ago. It was a few years ago. She would like open up her phone. She would go to my Instagram feed. She would scroll. She would pick a look.
Right.
And it was literally a lookbook. So my photos on my face of makeup that I'd done on myself was how she picked what she would want to wear that day for her makeup.
I think that's like so helpful for people to hear, because I think there is that like hesitancy to be like, oh, I want to be taken seriously in this profession, and they don't want to be seen as a creator. Yeah. What I love about your content, and I always tell people to like think about not just like, oh, I'm so great, look at me, here's my post, like it. Think about helping other people. And the reason I fell in love with your content is because you were teaching people how to put on makeup. Yeah. And I think education is also a really great way to like get out of your head and to be like, think about how many people you can help.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a huge part of it. And I just love to make people feel like they can achieve that, wing liner if they've got hooded eyes, and they can achieve, making their skin look like skin, all the while having optimal coverage and, things like that. And I always I'm also a bit of a clapback queen. Like sometimes there'll be comments on a thread where I've collaborated with somebody, be like, oh, like recently there was one I did with this creator called Glamzilla, and she was doing this bridal series and she featured me on it, and I did a really, really natural makeup look. And then there was a comment that was like, beautiful makeup, but it's not wedding makeup. But I was like, well, says who?
Says who?
For you, sure, that's okay. And I like to sort of almost challenge the comments, because I'm like, well, it's not wedding makeup for you, but it is wedding for makeup for somebody that doesn't really wear makeup ever at all. Yeah. So like, think about it. And I always like to make people try and think in the commentary, as opposed to, and it's not really a clapback, but it's kind of, some people are just, I don't know. I like to find opportunities to like have conversations.
Yeah, and challenge people's ideas about
Perspective.
traditional. Yeah. And you've taught me so much. Like we did a live, like 4 years ago, and I
Yeah.
still think about the things that you taught me
Oh
then.
my gosh, I wonder if they're this. I wonder if I have the same ethoses and practices and tips.
Okay, well, I'll tell you some things that I learned.
Okay.
One of them is just with the brushwork. Like you're pushing the makeup in
Yeah.
rather than like moving it around.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I've always approached blending, and for people listening audio, like moving side to side.
Yeah, yeah,
And you
yeah,
kind of taught
totally.
me you
Tap
push
and
the
press.
product
Yes,
in,
yes,
which
yes.
was like a game changer for me.
Yes.
What are more kind of like traditional mistakes that people make when applying makeup that you think everyone should know?
I think that's a huge one.
Yeah.
Swiping and sweeping, because you're
Yeah.
actually taking product off
Right.
and not actually blending it in. You're just moving it around.
Even for blush, like you
Mhm.
taught me, like you place it and then you push it in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're not like
Yeah.
shh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like tapping it in. I think a weird one, this isn't so much a technique as much as it is a product category. And I think priming is a product category and setting sprays are two product categories that I think are fine if that's what you like as a person and you feel like they really help you in your routine. Don't change it. But I don't believe that priming is the be all and end all of long lasting makeup.
Yes. But a moisturizer, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
A moisturizer is a primer.
Right.
I think priming starts at your skincare.
Yes.
Priming starts at your cleanser, actually.
Oh, your cleanser.
Priming starts the night before you go to bed
Wow.
because you're priming your face for the next day
Right.
through your washing your face.
Okay, I have a question about cleanser and priming your makeup. If I do a light beat to be on Zoom at 10 a.m.,
Yeah.
but then I have a big event at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
and I want my makeup to look flawless for the event,
Yeah.
should I wash my face
No,
again?
absolutely not.
Okay, you can layer.
Because you've primed it with a little bit of makeup. That little bit
Okay.
of makeup that you've got on is perfect primed layer for more makeup because makeup sticks to makeup.
Okay.
Makeup typically sticks better to makeup that's been on all day. Like I don't like to, if I'm doing somebody in that concept, they come with a little bit of makeup on, I will not take it off. I'll work on top.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's cakey and thick and there's areas,
Right.
sure, I'll freshen up with a bit of a setting spray. In that instance, I'd use a setting spray or like a face mist, like a Caudalie or something like that. But typically, working on top is nice.
Okay. Love that. The celebrities you've worked with, you mentioned Rosie, Hailey Bieber, Dua Lipa. Incredible celebrities that kind of set the beauty agenda for so many people. I mean, Hailey does something and it's like everyone immediately wants to get that
Yeah.
exact look.
That gorgeous lip look. Yeah.
Right. Dua Lipa too, right? For makeup artists listening that want to work with celebrities like you do, like what advice do you have?
I think just be open and available online. I mean, most of my celebrity clients have found me through Instagram, through, people on their team, perhaps, putting my name forward, or through them finding me themselves, or through, a celebrity client having another celebrity friend and they're like, oh, I want to try that person. I think that's why I think posting yourself and posting your work is key. But I get at the same time, not everybody does want to post themselves. So I think as long as it's something, it's fine. It gives people an opportunity to be like, oh, I'd be, cool to, I'd be interested to work with that person.
Can I tell you another tip that I've just gathered from just
Yeah.
being around you? You're very fun and easy to be around.
Oh,
And as I've met makeup artists like Sir John, I'm like, oh yeah, of course Beyonce would want to have you around all day. Priscilla Uno.
Yeah.
Of course Rihanna would. Like, because you're cool and fun to be around. Like,
Yeah.
I think that there's so much
there's
to
a
be
part
said
of it. Yeah, it's a big part of it.
to just being like a nice, pleasant person.
Totally. But also it's like there's and that's why I feel like, with any kind of relationship, whether it's a celebrity client or, a high profile business client, whoever it might be, there's a personality level that comes into a lot of it. And it's a case of just being easygoing, easy to sort of be in a room with, fun. It's also okay if it doesn't, because not everyone is for everyone in
Right.
every way in life. We don't all have to be friends with everyone, even though I think it's important to try and everybody get along and be nice and cordial and respectful to one another. We don't all have to be friends with the same group of people. It's the same when it comes to work.
Right. That's so true. So you're working on these incredible celebrity clients. You're gaining massive Instagram following. You're doing all of these brand deals. What makes you say, I've got it so good, but I want to create a product. I want more. What makes you think, okay, I need to create the KJH brand?
The reason why I created KJH brand is because I wanted to create a brand that I could educate with. And my primary driving sort of beacon with any product that I develop for this brand is, can I educate with this? If I can educate with it, I'll make it. And if I can simplify something for people, I will make it. It's like nothing's really new anymore. Nothing's brand new. It's like, innovation changes and innovation gets, evolved as technology advances. But typically, if I can make a product that makes somebody go, that makes total sense for me, I'm going to try that. Or, oh, I think I could work with that product. And, then great.
Let's talk about the products that you just brought me.
Precision Sculpture Stylo. She's a
Okay.
Teeny tiny little contour wand for your mouth and your eyes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Which color should I open?
I think you should open Forge, which is the almost black shade.
Okay.
And I think you should open, and as well, you should open Chisel and Carve.
Oh, wow. Okay. And tell me what these do.
So they are designed to be a part of your sort of complexion routine. They're an extension of your complexion routine because they're contour. So you've got this powdery kind of smudgy crayon that's precise enough to get into the crevices and the corners of your eyes, precise enough to really shape up the mouth. I would do it just before you do your foundations and your concealers and things like that. It's like it's an underpainting kind of product in the sense.
Oh.
But it's also great to just throw on and add to your lip throughout the day if you're out and about in your handbag.
Okay. So you said, so I can use this on my eye and on my lip?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm opening one now. I'm like, where's my
mine?
camera? This is like this beautiful brown shade.
Yeah. There's two browns.
Okay.
One's warm, one's cool, and there's an almost black shade. And then there's a light kind of peachy coral, and then but that's got a gray undertone. They all have like a contoury silhouette to them, or contoury quality. What shade is that?
This is
Carve? Engrave? Carve?
Chisel.
Oh, that's actually one of the lighter ones.
Okay.
But actually, it looks nice. Wait, look in the mirror, in the camera.
Ooh,
Ooh, pretty.
yeah. Okay, this is very pretty.
So Chisel is, in my opinion, a brown girl friendly taupe,
okay.
which doesn't actually come around that much.
It does not.
And so I'm using the lightest shade, which is called Etch.
And I love how you
this
overline
without a
slightly.
mirror.
I feel like it's taken, I love my makeup artist here in LA, Alexis. She's taught me so much about overlining. I was always so intimidated, but she was like, no, babe, like you've got to overline. Like it's just like a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not crazy.
You know, we have two lip lines. One is pigmented and one is volume.
Right.
Always go to the volume.
The one slightly above.
Slightly above, yeah. Always go to the volume.
And it makes such a difference. Even when I look at like pictures of how I used to do my makeup before, when it's not
your
lined there,
top,
it looks
especially the
off.
top lip.
The top lip, you've got to do it.
Yeah.
You guys are watching on YouTube. We are getting into the product.
We're doing this without mirrors too, which is kind of a great thing. But yeah, this product started out as a cream eyeshadow with shimmer in it, in this diameter, this exact component. And I was like, oh, I want to make this, but I want it to be a micro contour wand, and I want it to be powdery in its consistency so that you have this like really beautiful kind of blurring effect when it hits the lip or the eye, and you can kind of, you know, just create beautiful shaded moments. So the Etch and the Chisel are really beautiful on melanated complexions as a center of the lip or as an eyeshadow for that like gorgeous like Naomi Campbell kind of like 90s.
Yes.
Kevin Aquan like
that
90s.
like matte Kevin Aquan.
Yeah.
I have it on my Pinterest board.
Yeah.
Now,
your lips look great.
thank you.
Love it.
Now you talked about, and I think they look great too. You talked about this working on melanated complexions. When you are creating products for everyone, how do you test?
Checking.
How do you test across all different like skin types? Like, do you just develop with different skin tones in mind? Do you actually bring models into test?
Yes. Bringing models into test is incredibly important. I think as a makeup artist, it's important for me to have an inclusive shade range. Like, I think it's a non-negotiable as a brand founder to have an inclusive shade range, especially if you're a makeup artist. I mean, I don't think anybody's got an excuse in this day and age. But one of the persons on my team, Fatima, she's a girl in the Black community, and she's also a makeup artist. And I love having somebody that's on my PD team that, you know, I'm getting two perspectives. I'm getting, would you wear that as a makeup artist? Would you wear that as would you use that in your kit as a makeup artist of color? And would you wear that yourself? And what shades would you want? So and I always actually like her perspective to be in the bucket of information before mine. I'm like, I want to see your six. Let's say we're developing a blush. I'll be like, I want to see your 6 shades. Let's say we can afford to do 6 shades. I'll say, I want to do 6 shades. You give me your first 6 that work for you, that then will filter down. Because I came to a realization a few years ago, and I think I was using a Danessa Myricks color that was this beautiful plummy blush in the blurring blush balm that she makes. It's really rich, beautiful, vivid, purpley kind of plum. And I tried it on myself. Even though it's not a shade that I typically would have gone for, I tried it on myself, and I just used it a teeniest amount, and I was like, this works for me. Of course it does. Because other complexion is the only category where you can't really do what I'm about to say. But for blush and eyeshadow, if it works for melanated complexions, it will also work for fairer complexions. You can change it. You can sheer it down. You can mix it with a bit of concealer. You can put it on sheer. You can put it on with a glossy balm underneath it. So like makeup artists, stock your kit for black complexions first. Because it's important. Your kit has to be. And so I feel the same way about our product development. It's like I want to target the community. I want to target a more melanated complexion first. I'm almost going deepest to fairest.
Yeah. I mean, when I tried your soft smudge blush, I was amazed at just the color transfer, like the color payoff.
It's super interesting texture.
I use so many cream blushes and they just do nothing unless I go to like the
Yeah.
brightest shade.
Yeah. Which
Um,
sometimes can be intimidating.
Yes.
And you're like, how do I work with this color?
I know. And one of your big kind of education things is like people not being afraid of color
Right.
on their face. Now we have to talk about this because a lot of people of all skin tones are like, I'm not putting crazy colors on my face. I'm going to stick to like my nudes, my beiges, my browns.
Right.
How do you get people to feel comfortable at putting color on their face?
I just kind of always remind people it's makeup and it washes off. And I start them slow. Like I'll kind of just like sneak in a little bit of a plum, slightly on the cheek, and then somebody will go, "Ooh, that's actually quite nice." It's like if you don't, I think sometimes if you tell someone before you're going to do it, they'll be like, "Oh no, I don't know if I like the sound of that." It's like if you just quickly do a tiny bit and you just sort of edge them closer to something a bit different. It's an easy way to, and also again, it's makeup, it washes off.
I know. One of the ways I've been having fun with color are just like colored eyeliner pencils.
Yeah,
so, like,
so much fun.
Trying a green or a brown. Like I feel like you
fun.
can start, or like a colored mascara, like a blue mascara. Like you can start slow.
Yes, and then it becomes an accent or an extension of your outfit, or it becomes this accessory piece.
Yeah.
And also like what you just said about greens and like browns, they're earth tones. So in effect, they're neutral.
That is true.
So green is a neutral because it's found in nature. I think any color that's found in nature, mustard, it's a neutral.
Right. Blue.
Neutral.
Yeah. I love it. Let's listen. This is the truth according to Katie Jane
Now
Hughes.
we're lying to ourselves.
What was missing in the market that you wanted to solve with the KJH brand? And I'm gonna add to that question as well.
Okay.
A comment.
Okay.
Because I'm finding that the best makeup products that I use, period, are always developed by makeup artists.
Oh wow.
Danessa Myricks, Makeup by Mario,
love him.
Kevin Aquan products to this day. Like that. What's that pot of concealer called? Essential Skin Enhancer.
Yeah.
Insane.
Amazing product. I love that you love that.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's great.
I mean, it's just an incredible product.
It is.
Sometimes the products can be intimidating.
Totally.
Like the Danessa Myricks color fixes that like every makeup artist uses. I was like, I can't do it.
Right.
But then she released the foil stick, and I was like, now this I can do.
Yeah.
But I think that there's something. You all have a very unique insight into people's faces and the way makeup should work from a performance standpoint. That's unique. So what was missing that made you think I need to launch this brand?
I don't know whether I had that moment and that feeling that something was missing. I think for me, what I found myself, what kind of gave me the mindset to move forward with the brand was I got a DM, I think, by a few people, and I think it was in the same window of time, day, hours, can't even remember. It was, I've got oily skin, what's the best highlighter for me? And then the same day or the same week, I got same DM, I've got dry skin, what's the best highlighter for me? And I was like, God, what is the answer to that question? And then I said, hang on a minute, I'm going to make this. I'm going to make the highlighter that can be used by all different skin types. And I'm going to give it to you separately. I'm going to give you the product in the pot, which is the concentrated highlight pigment. I'm going to give you the thing in the tube that's the serum to help you make it wet if you're dry. But if you're oily, you don't need the serum or you don't need as much. And then a brush. And then teach you how to use it, depending on what your skin type is. And so that's kind of where the brand was born out of. And most things now will have an element where I can say, if you're dry, use it this way. If you're oily, use it this way. For the most part, unless there's a product that's easy and you just grab it off the shelf.
No, I love that. And I love the multi-use aspect of it as well.
Yeah.
So like, again.
Well, makeup artists use things in as many ways as they can.
Right.
So why shouldn't the general, consumer be doing the same thing? And why shouldn't we be giving them and empowering them to feel like they can? I think there's this element of branding and from brands that's like, oh no, this is for that area only. And often it feels to me like, well, is that because you want to sell more stuff to people? Probably. It's just whatever. Okay, fine. Every brand's going to do what they want to do. But if they pay for the testing to make sure that it can be used on different parts of the face and you've got these claims, then why not use it as multiples?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even like NARS just brought back their multiple stick after discontinuing it. It's like it's coming back around on the mainstreams.
Yeah, people want more from their products.
Right.
Now, amongst makeup artists that also have brands, like, are you in a group chat with like Patrick Ta and Charlotte Tilbury?
I'm in a group. I'm in a group chat with my female founder friends, Shireen Idris, Charlotte Parler, Sophie Pavitt. Danessa's always on speed dial. And
look, these are all guests that have been on Naked Beauty.
I'm so lucky. Like, it's amazing. Like I was texting Danessa the other day about Sephora questions because we're talking to Sephora about a launch for next year, and she's just so like, there's nobody like that woman. There's nobody like that woman. She is so, like, I actually feel emotional when I talk about her because she's such a special soul that's just so giving with information, so giving with her time, so giving with just love and energy. She's just, there's nobody like that girl.
Now, does the prospect of being in Sephora make you
Terrifies
nervous?
me.
Okay, because it's like you go from 0 to 100
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. It's very scary because as a small brand that, I self-funded the brand and I've not taken any capital or investment just yet. Probably have to do that to raise. We probably will have to raise for our Sephora launch. We're just sort of in the moment now where we're like, what are we going to launch? How are we going to launch? Are we going to launch next big thing on that one shelf situation that feels quite discovery, but yet we don't really get to tell our brand story in that area? Or are we going to launch on a big one bay or on an end cap? That's a whole different ballgame with a lot more expense at stake. And however, though, I can tell the story that I want to tell and have all the products on the unit as opposed to just pick a few,
Yes.
So it's what we do, but we're actually having a meeting with them next week. So I'm excited to start hashing out these ideas.
Now, another question I have, if you go into a Sephora, do you get any of that customer data? Like, do you get those emails, insight, or is it just kind of like...
I don't know.
Okay.
Me, myself? Or as a brand
As a
founder?
brand, yeah. Like, do you lose that first party
I have no
data?
idea, actually. I'm not sure if
a
you
good
do.
question to ask in your
Yeah,
meeting.
I'm going to. Thanks. That's a really good one. Let me remember that.
While we're talking about beauty and innovation, I asked you a hard question to think of 3 beauty products that you feel like are truly innovative and like make you excited.
Mm-hmm.
I've thought of my 3.
Okay.
We can go product for product.
Okay.
My first is the Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm Setting Spray from Danessa Myricks.
Incredible.
It just came out.
Yeah.
I saw some of the ads and I was like, is this going to work how it looks like it's going to work?
Mm-hmm.
It is this setting spray that basically it's almost like it looks like you've powdered your face.
Yeah, it's wild.
It looks like you have the Paris filter on
Totally.
permanently.
Yeah.
You spray it on and like I wish I was wearing it now.
It's so good.
It just makes your skin look so
Gorgeous.
flawless.
Yeah.
It is incredible.
It is. She's a magician.
I mean, that is just
She's
like
a magician.
I don't know if it's too new to win awards, but like that product is
No,
going
it
to
will win an award. It will.
so many awards.
Yeah, it will. 100%.
Okay. And
It's a
you
good
know what?
one.
I should share. I
kind
should
of
share.
agree with that one.
It's
All
an
right.
incredible product. Okay, you're next.
All right. My first one is probably the Glossier brow pencil that is called Boy Brow Arch. It is so good. It is the perfect amount of pomadiness, and it's got this sharpener in the cap where you can sort of sharpen the pencil on the cap to make it sharp again.
Yes.
And it's great. I love it so much.
That is a great product. I find that most brow pencils are too thick.
Yeah.
And like I need a micro tip. Like,
Yeah.
I need to do truly hair-like strokes. I don't have a lot of brows to begin with.
Yeah.
That is
great.
a very good product.
I love it so much.
Okay, my next product is from Violette FR. I feel like I talk about this product a lot, but
Damn, yours are kind of the same as mine. I know what you're about to say.
Oh, really? Okay. This is the eye paint
Yeah.
in that royal blue color.
Oh, yeah. You love that one.
Dieu bleu.
It's so gorgeous.
What I love about the Violette FR eye paints is they really are buildable.
Uh-huh.
You don't need like an eye primer. Like you can truly just like do a wash of color on the lid. You can put it on a very skinny brush and do like just a little bright blue liner.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's
I did
so...
it yesterday with this berry colored one, like a pinky plum.
Oh.
And everybody was like, oh, your eyes are pretty. And it was easy. Put it on a little brush, literally did exactly that, blended it out. They're really nice. They're
Yes.
malleable, which I like.
Yeah, so malleable. And I've seen you advertising something on TikTok. It wasn't an advertisement, but the like eyeliner machine thing. Do I need that?
Oh, the thing that's like shaped like a hook.
Basically,
Guide Beauty.
I don't know where it's from. Basically, it helps you do a flawless
Yeah, I
winged
think it's
liner.
Guide Beauty. It's a Guide Beauty thing. It's really cool. It's
Okay.
designed for hand mobility issues, people with hand mobility issues in their hands, and it's this little shape like that kind of just you draw it on your eyeliner.
Yeah, it allows
really
you
cool.
allows you to do perfect eyeliner.
it's
so
really,
I
really
need that. Okay,
It's great.
I'm gonna buy that. You've influenced me.
My second one is probably the Farah Hamidi concealer because I love anything adjustable. So she's got this concealer that's in a palette, and it's got this shiny kind of side that's this balmy kind of radiant pressed serum, solid glow, and then a concealer on the other side. And you can kind of just cocktail and customize what kind of finish you want.
Okay.
You want a bit more coverage?
This
serum.
woman who I've yet to meet has
Yeah.
captured the hearts and minds of beauty lovers everywhere.
Yeah, she's making great products.
I need to have her on the podcast.
Making great products.
Yes.
Farah Hamidi, get on the podcast.
Yes. Okay, my last is going to be your product,
Aw.
Soft Smudge, in the
Thank
shade
you.
Raisin.
Raisin's great. That's going to be our franchise shade, I think.
It's so
We'll build on
brilliant.
that one.
How would you describe it? Because it's like
It's like a toasted terracotta, like a burnt, rusty, warm, brownie rust.
it's beautiful. And what I love about it is,
Do you wear it on your lips?
I was just going to
It's
say,
beautiful on the mouth.
I do it on my cheeks for blush,
Yeah.
and I love that it's buildable.
Yeah.
You can really like control the intensity.
Yeah.
It doesn't move. It doesn't get smudged.
Yeah.
And I'll do a little brown liner, and then
Yeah.
I put it at the center of my
Perfect.
lips. Oh,
It's perfect.
I wish I was wearing it.
And I love that
again.
it's just like so powdery, but yet you can make it juicy through adding a little bit of a serum or, even a little bit of lip balm or a little bit of face gloss or something like that.
How long did it take to formulate that product?
Oh my God, ages. It was actually started out as a lipstick. That formula was a lipstick and then it evolved because I knew I wanted to do a multiple use lip and cheek item. So it started out as a lipstick. It just gradually got drier because I knew I wanted to use the serum that we made with the Hyper Shine Highlight Kit to mix with it so that it's customizable. So it took a couple of years to get it right. What is my third favorite? I think my third favorite, I don't know whether this is just innovative or just something that I can't stop using, but it's a moisturizer. And I don't know why, but it just makes my skin feel so, so good.
Which moisturizer?
It's this brand new one, and I don't even know the full name of it. It's this IS Clinical Reparative Moisturizer, I think it's called. It came out like a month ago, and I'm obsessed with it. It makes my skin feel so good. I sleep in it every night. I wear it every day. My makeup sits on top so beautifully. It's incredible.
Is Clinicals does
I know,
brilliant
it's
products.
So good. It's so good.
I need to try this.
Yeah.
Now, sunscreen is a big factor, especially living
Yeah.
here in LA.
Yeah.
And I feel like some sunscreens work really well under makeup, some don't. I've been using an oil-based sunscreen. Have
Which
you seen
one?
these? It's called Undefined Beauty.
Ooh, no.
It's an SPF oil.
Oh.
But my
sounds
makeup
amazing.
on top, it's a disaster.
Oh,
it's not
okay.
because it's just oily. It's not
Sure.
working.
Yeah.
What sunscreens do you like under makeup?
I love Shireen Idris's sunscreen, the disco one that's got the
Okay.
little bits of sheen in it. It's like glowy and gorgeous. I love that one. I really like this one from the UK called La Roche-Posay Hyla B5. I don't think you can get it in the US, which is annoying, but it's it's like a gel. I really like this brand called Freaks of Nature. They're like an outdoor brand, so there's definitely like
Yes, I have Freaks of Nature.
yeah,
The mineral sunscreen,
Yeah.
as you can imagine, is a
it's
disaster.
definitely gonna have a white cast,
on
but
me. Yeah.
I like that they have a really nice. I like the texture and I like the. What else is my favorite?
No, those are great. Those are great recommendations. Now,
I do like the Korean ones though.
I know, of course, the Koreans, I mean, we could spend all day talking about Korean sunscreens and
Yeah.
how far behind we are, but alas. Now, because you develop products
Yeah.
and you're always doing your face or someone else's face, are you constantly thinking of product ideas? Like, how does it go from like idea to product in our hands?
It goes from idea through just how I mix and cocktail things whilst I'm working and just messing about with different formulas and using them for the wrong things. And sometimes it comes from innovation because innovation starts in multiple ways from the production level, right? It can start from the lab showing you their presentation. So the cosmetics labs that do these presentations to all the makeup brands at the season September in New York and in March in like Bologna, whenever it is, they'll present to you their innovation box. And a lot of the times that provides me a decent amount of inspiration. And I'd be like, I like that, but I would change this, and I want it not for this feature purpose, but I want it for another purpose. So for me, I just have to see something that I like and I kind of flip the narrative on what it is there for and what it's used for. Like I'm doing a lip product that's coming out in spring of next year. That's this really shimmery, rich, pearly crayon. And it was an eyeshadow stick. And I was like, oh my God, I want to put that on my lips. And I put it on my lips, but it wasn't comfortable because it had alcohols in it and these things to make it last a long time on the eyes. So then we took out all of those ingredients and we remade it into something else. And so for me, it just sort of, like right now I'm using this big giant body balm thing, like almost every day on myself. That is a body product, but I'm using it everywhere because it's kind of just the tone and the texture and the finish. So it's, for me, it's coming from a place of like, oh, I think a version of this should exist, even if maybe it exists already, because I think there's enough space to go around for people to play. But I think, when you tweak things and make them your own, it's unique.
Now, does your team ever tell you, Katie, this is insane?
Oh, my
Absolutely
husband
not.
is like,
Oh, do you work with your husband?
so Tarek works on the brand
Oh, wow.
in the financy bit and doing all of the businessy stuff.
I love
And
that.
he's like, babe, no more POs. POs means purchase order. He's like, no more POs for a moment to the labs, because what happens is it takes a long time to develop a product. So you develop it, you get it to where it goes, then you do a PO, purchase order, to the lab where then they put in the order and then they produce it. But that production lead time is like 3 to 6 months after you've done your PO. So you have to do a lot of POs to order product, and then they all sort of stagger and come at a different time. So you have to spend a lot of money, and then you have to wait a long time before money comes back in, obviously for the business of beauty. But yeah, that's pretty funny. And then, it's really interesting. People on my team, there's me, who's a makeup artist and a creative and likes to really play and push products to their limits. There's Hannah, who's kind of my right hand, that does a lot of everything with me on the business. She kind of touches on almost every angle of the brand. She's like a no makeup girly. She's not a trained makeup artist. She's very much just, your
average
easy
woman.
product,
Yeah.
your average woman. So her opinion is valid. Then there's Fatima, who's my PD consultant, who's also a makeup artist, girl in the Black community. Like it's important that there's like so many different perspectives in the table.
How is it working with your husband? That's personally one of my worst nightmares.
Do you know, it's funny. Back when he was helping me with management of just the content side of things, we'd often get into little tiffs, and there'd be like energy where he'd be like, oh, this isn't working out or whatever. Now it's like weirdly perfectly fine. I think I've grown and probably evolved, and I maybe I'm easier to be around than I was back then. Like, he used to always say this thing to me, like, stop talking to me like I'm your intern. I'm like, I don't know I'm doing it. I don't mean it. Like, I'm just like trying to sort of get the point, get something across to you. And I don't know. There was a time where it was tricky, but we've obviously aged out of it, and now it's perfectly fine. It's
Amazing.
Great. We get on really well at work.
And and I know you guys have been together for a long time.
Yeah,
how do
17 years.
17 years, so beautiful.
Crazy.
How do you switch from, okay, work mode to, okay, now it's husband and wife time?
He is actually really, really, really bad at switching off. I'm actually pretty good at like switching off. I'm terrible for texting the group chat over the weekend because,
you've got ideas, you're excited.
Yeah, exactly. He's really bad at taking breaks. Like, he won't take a lunch break. He won't step out for a coffee break. He's like, I'm too busy. I've got this, blah, blah, blah,
That's
blah.
me. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, we have to go take 15 minutes and go for a walk and go get coffee. And, just, you'll hate me. I'm like, you'll hate me and you'll resent this work and this job. But we are in scrappy startup mode. So there's like, we're all wearing many hats. So there's that too. But I'm always trying to like instill some balance in him. And he's always, trying to make me slow down and
love that.
Take some
and do you
put my phone down,
Do you text this like female founder brain trust that you've got going on and say like, so how do we relax?
No, we don't have that. But, I was given some advice once by another female founder who works with her husband. She was like, you guys should get a therapist. It's helpful. But we don't have yet. We might need
I like the idea. I haven't.
Yeah, it's there in the back of my mind for if and when we need it,
Yes. Now, I mean, I do think therapy in general is really helpful for people who share so much of their life.
Yeah.
Now, you shared a lot about your IVF journey.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm asking for selfish reasons because I'm going through kind of a medical thing right now where I'm deciding if I share it with my audience.
Mm-hmm.
What made you encouraged to share it with your audience? And then also you kind of pulled back a little bit. I'm just curious to hear your thinking.
Back when I first went down the route of looking into IVF, I was like kind of terrified. So I think the whole, like, it took me days to muster up the courage to put on this estrogen patch on my belly that primes you for the other medicine that they're about to give you, because I knew that was the start of something that I didn't know how long it was going to take or what it was going to feel like or how it was going to make me feel or what the end goal was going to be. Just fear of the unknown type feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And I think communicating it on social media really helped me because it gave me a huge community of people to talk to about it. And I know that's not everybody's journey and not what everybody wants to do, but in a way, it was two-pronged. Me destigmatizing it and making it less abnormal of a thing to talk about made me feel like I was doing it for other people, therefore making it not much about me anymore, which was probably a defense mechanism perhaps. Then there was also an element where there's so much information here that I can access because it's a common thing. And as soon as I opened my mouth about it to anybody, friends, personal, for example, I realized how common it was.
Sure.
And it was just like, oh yeah, I think we're doing IVF. Oh, we did that. Oh, we did that. Oh yeah, my sister did that. What I didn't realize about the whole process is like you get into it, and I got into it thinking I'll do it one time, we'll do one round of IVF, and then that'll be it. But it's not.
No.
And the doctors are like, do another round, it'll be better next time. Do another round, it'll be better next time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like if I could go back and change a few things about how I approach the process, maybe I would. But I'm also very okay with whatever the outcome, and that's always been how I felt. I've been like, if we're supposed to be parents, we'll be parents in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be any sort of way. It's like if it's meant to happen, it'll happen. Period.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it if it doesn't also. Like, I'm very like, if it's meant for us, great. If it's not, that's okay.
Absolutely.
Totally. The
Absolutely.
journey isn't any less easy because, you still obviously are doing these things in the hope for something. And then when, I think the most frustrating thing is the striking empty when you get an egg retrieval. That's what I found the most difficult.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you sharing that. And I think that gives me a lot of perspective and courage to share some of my stuff because you're right. Like community makes everything so much better.
It does. It makes it feel less big and less scary. It makes it less, I don't know, daunting. But then it also can come with like, you open yourself up, you will obviously have then an influx of information that then your brain can't comprehend because it's like so many different opinions on what they did and what works. And the amount of screenshots in my phone of things that people have sent me and that I've wanted to remember that I've probably never looked at again because it just gets over-consuming information.
Totally. You seem so grounded. Like you have such great perspective. Are there people that you look to for advice? Have you had career mentors? Are you close with, are there friends or parents that just kind of like keep you on track? Because you seem to have really great perspective about everything.
I'd say my sister is a really grounding source for me. Like whenever I have a
older
wobble,
sister?
Yeah.
Okay.
My sister and me are like very close, and like whenever we both have a bit of a wobble, we're the first people that we each kind of go to vent or just to like chat it through. Tarek, my husband's an amazing sort of just support. Like he's always just like, he'll never push me to do something that doesn't really, align with me, and he's just always like me first, which, is which is sweet. But then he'll also push me to do things that I'm scared of to make me grow.
That's
like one
great.
time I remember I didn't want to get on an airplane because I was terrified to get on the airplane for whatever reason. And he dragged me on the plane and I hated him so much. He was like, I'm sorry, we can move back to England if you just want to stop flying all this time. But there's no way you're not getting on this plane back to New York right now. I think I was just going through an anxious moment. But like sometimes I think, a partner has to do those things for you to push you. Otherwise, you don't really grow.
Yeah. I saw something on Threads that was like successful women either have partners that are obsessed with them and support everything they do, or they're single. And there's no in between.
It's true.
Because being with someone that's working against you and detracting, it's like the worst thing you can do. Like you're better off just being alone.
Right. Yeah, it's true. But no, I think it's good to have a community of people that you can go to and talk to about things.
What are you excited about next?
Oh my God. Sephora is really exciting. I'm really excited for the holiday period. We're going to go and spend the time in our house and watch for the bears and the deer that just walk past our house almost every day, which is crazy. But yeah, the Sephora thing, I think, is what we're going to be getting our teeth into at the brand right now.
And it sounds like there's a pretty small brand. How many people work full time?
There's like 7 or 8 of us.
And what have you learned in this past 2 years of being a brand founder about yourself as like, I guess, a businesswoman?
As a businesswoman, I think I'm more capable of things that I thought I was. But I also believe that you can't do everything alone. I'm a very when we first launched the brand, I hired an operations consultant, which a woman called Julia, who has been absolutely imperative to, where we are. We couldn't have got where we are today without her, from her guidance, for just getting us set up and getting us where we needed to be. But yeah,
You have to have the right team.
You do have to have the right team, and finding the right people and the right balance it's the equilibrium of it is so important. And communication, I think everything's better with better communication, and just talking about it and having structure and things like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And are you gonna launch anything new?
We have a brow gel coming in about 3 weeks, which is actually, I keep saying this as like our tagline for it. It's just a damn good brow gel. There's nothing unique or special about it other than that it's just like it's a damn good eyebrow gel that works. Like it holds the brows up if you want them to be held up. You can make them skinny and pointy if you want. You can fluff them up. You can, it's colorless. It's like everybody can wear it. It's kind of like a perfect bra.
Okay. Ooh,
it's amazing. I'll send you one.
Bra.
I'm excited for that. And then what else have we got working? I mean, I'm just always so excited about everything we've got coming up, but it's all so far away.
Yeah.
Which is annoying. That's the annoying thing about beauty and development of beauty is it takes ages.
You've got to wait. Well, we're eagerly awaiting everything that you've got coming.
Thanks.
Final question. When do you feel most beautiful?
I feel most beautiful when I have time to myself and I have time to spend with my community in front of my phone and I get to create a really cool, badass makeup look. That's when I feel the most beautiful.
and we love you for it.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Katie, for coming back
Thanks
on
for
Naked
having me back.
Beauty.
This was
And
so fun.
yeah, just excited to see where the brand goes. It's just so incredible.
Thank you. I can't wait.